Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where last episode we decided to be greedy, and we are currently simultaneously sieging these three locations at once. We may end up regretting that. Let's see here. They've got a grand total of, they have only, oh, they haven't actually lost to attrition, right. For some reason I was thinking that this was infantry, cavalry, and artillery, and it's not. It's not at all. So they have 22,000 troops, so they would actually have a hard time breaking any of these sieges, I feel like. They might be able to win one battle and push us off of it. They wouldn't be able to stack wipe us, but they might be able to push us off of one siege. And then they wouldn't be able to continue because of their losses. So I think we're actually fine to be greedy here. And that's assuming they were all grouped together, which I don't think that they are. So we see this guy heading off over here. Enemies are sieging down here. Oh, okay. Well, that's rude. I'm going to up this fortress, but this fort in Medina is mothballed, and we're not going to be able to re-up that. So we're just going to continue to siege here. They're going to be trapped behind Tabuk, and this is fine for the moment. They have committed to not attacking us, and we're fine with that, to be honest. Completely and totally okay. So yeah, they take Medina. That's expected. But we actually got Rapa already. So let's head up and start taking Mosul. And we know that there's these guys out over here. For the moment, I'm not terribly concerned about it. I'm actually shocked that we took this quickly. Now, there's this issue out over here. They're going to be sieging this. Ah, church power. And the rabbis are going to gain some loyalty. We're going to lose 50 admin power. And we have a 25% chance of losing a stability. Let's see what happens. Oof. Okay. So we lost the stability, and we lost the admin power, which the admin power was guaranteed. But that was painful. That was definitely painful. I'm not going to boost our stability right now. We're going to need to core. So this is fine for the moment. And we're just going to continue to siege for now. We should probably break these armies up and only siege with the necessary amount. We know that they're not around here, right? So we should do this. Let's go ahead and split off these guys. We know that this is going to need to be around 10-ish. And we can do something like that. And then this one out over here is the same. So we're going to do that again. Okay. Something like that. We're going to leave our leader there. Now, this army is done up here. We're just going to move this army down to help defend this area. Now, they have a lot more troops over here than I thought they would. This is how many they've lost, not how many they have. I'm very dumb. I was not looking at these numbers. I was looking at these numbers. This is what I was expecting to see. Okay, yeah, I have no excuse for this. So they have a grand total of a lot of troops, and that's more troops than what we're sending over here. So we're going to have to be a bit cautious. That's okay. We'll keep an eye on the siege progress up over here. We can't move here. We have no way to move there. Interesting. What if we just moved out so that we're no longer blocked by this fort? We could go by boat. You know what? I don't care. It's fine. So down over here, what we're keeping an eye on is these troops being in a position where we can attack here without them all grouping together on this army. So the siege of Mosul is actually over already. That's a big deal. So we're going to head up here and grab this. This is going to be done shortly as well. So these sieges have gone very, very well for us. Surprisingly well for us. So we'll get that taken over. And I think now we're just going to head out over this way. So let's have this force head here and this force head here for now. So with that being the case, we know that this is already at 42 with a breach. This is still at -7. So for the moment, I think we're fine to just wait out this siege. Unless we roll really, really badly here, or they roll incredibly well. Let's see what happens. Up to 7? Okay. But this one's done. Fantastic. Hopefully, this is a little bit of a gamble here, because they could get this on any tick at this point. But we're going to bring our second army down over this way, and hopefully that will do the trick. Hopefully they won't have it sieged by the time it gets here. 21% is getting a lot riskier, but we're almost here. I'm just going to move both of these in simultaneously. They do not have the troops to deal with this, especially since we're going to be the defender in the mountains. That's going to go very badly for them. So in we go. And they do not get Tabuk. We stack wiped that small force. And you can see this is capping back due to the fort in Tabuk. At this point, we need to go take Medina, so we're going to do exactly that. We can't get past the fort in Medina, of course, and we can see that they are currently beelining up over here, and I'm not surprised by that, but they're not going to get there in time. We're already at 21% on this siege. So that's absolutely magnificent. They're trying to peace out at this point, and I'm going to tell them no for right now. We're not sure exactly what we want to take from all of these yet, but we want to take things, for sure. I'd love to vassalize these guys. We're no longer considered a great power. That's normal. We don't really care. It's fine. We know in our hearts that we're a great power, and that's what matters. Okay, so this siege is now over. I want these guys to go attack Sava. Beautiful. And these guys are now going to come up over here because they're trying to be greedy as well now. They apparently see that our greed paid off. I'm ascribing things to the AI that don't actually exist here. But they see that our greed paid off, and they're trying to replicate it. And they already have a breach over here, which is pretty decent for them. But we have our armies on the way in, and they're too spread out. They can't pull this off. They've realized this, and they're trying to run away with this army and stack their units together a bit. Okay. We're going to come in over here. This is a capital fort of Baghdad, so we can just go ahead and take that. Excellent. So we're at 92 war score right now, and things are looking great. The question is, what can we actually get? Oh, we can stack wipe these guys. Done. So that's fantastic. We stack wiped that unit. They are really trying to get peace at this time, and that's deeply, deeply unsurprising. I see these guys up over here, and they're actually pretty high up on this fort already. Is this just a... Yeah, this is a level 1 capital fort. Okay, we'll head over there and hopefully stop them from taking that back. The question is, how much can we actually get, right? And I want to piece out Hamadan first. That's these guys. We cannot make them be our vassal. That is 202%. So all we're going to do is war reps and ducats. That's it. That's all we're going to take here. I'm not interested in taking any of this territory. We're going to get a lot of aggressive expansion as it is. So that's it. So they're out of here. This is no longer a thing. So that looks good. We're going to turn these guys back around. And we do need to get Baghdad out of this. Okay, so yeah, we need to finish this siege here. But we can start thinking about, say, Aleppo over here. So if we went after Aleppo and we took all of this, wow, that's that much war score. This is 50 aggressive expansion just for Hama. That's insane. Now, I get that we don't have a claim on it, and they're not a co-belligerent. But that's already insane. And I'm going to do it anyway. So we're going to take all of their ducats, and we're going to get war reps from them as well. So we don't care about Syria. We don't care about Epirus. We don't care about Aleppo. This is fine. So we'll get that done. And they're only negotiating for themselves. So they are now out of there. And we've got this. So we need to core that. And that's 118. How much development is this? 27 development? I mean, that's some, I guess. But that's still a lot out over here. So next up, we would need to do these guys. And the question is, how much can we actually take here? If we took all of this, this would make a few people upset. Only a few. Let's see. What else can we do? We could just take war reps and money from them. I think that's probably the best idea. And this would be... Hang on. Was that a separate piece? This one. Yeah, this would be the piece in question. So this would make a few people upset. Only a few. We don't want to do that. So I definitely am thinking about, and this is an exclave anyway, right? So I'm definitely thinking about just taking gold and war reps and just piecing this out. So we have to wait a day before we can send that demand, but I think it's fine. We're just going to get some money out of them. Sounds good. That's all we're really interested in here anyway. So that looks fine. And we'll tick it a little bit. Sicilian revolt in Palermo. That's fine. We'll get these guys moving on down. There will be some... We don't have a fort nearby here, so there is going to be some separatism there, but that's okay. Not terribly concerned about that. The siege of Baghdad will end very soon, although Baghdad isn't in Baghdad. Baghdad apparently got kicked out of Baghdad, so that's, you know, good to know. So we're just going to come in up over here. This battle is occurring now, but we did have a month tick. It should be good enough. Awkward fire rolls there, but it's fine. So base tax in Pisa is, of course, magnificent. That will help us significantly. And we're currently net negative financially, but that will change very soon. So we're just waiting on this siege to finish up. In fact, the siege of Medina is over. Right, that's this down here. This siege is what we're waiting on. I was just like, hang on, that didn't work out correctly. And yeah, it did not. So I want these guys to head on up to Jerusalem. There we go. 49% here, and these lads can head back up over this way. We can invest in an idea. We probably should not, right? Yeah, we're only 2 years ahead of time right now. We should not invest in an idea at this point. So that seems fine. I just want to get this siege of Baghdad done. At the very least, I want to get war reps out of them, and that's probably all we're going to take. So let's go ahead and go to Baghdad here, and we're just going to take war reparations and gold. We could do a vassal, though. 18.6 AE is not a lot of AE. But this is going to make a lot of people angry. Noted. And disregarded. We're doing it. So that sounds good. We now have another vassal down over here. That is going to cost us a diplomatic power per month. That's understood. And we are going to start improving relations with them immediately. So now the question is this up here. What do we want? If we were to do this, this would be the coalition. To be honest, maybe that's fine, but it probably isn't. That's probably not fine. Maybe we just take Araka. Even that coalition would be pretty significant. So we absolutely would need to chill after we do this. So we take that, and we would take war reparations, and we'd take ducats. So our aggressive expansion over here is going to be very high. I'm assuming it's still going to be high over here as well. Most likely. So this is going all the way up into Greece. So this is absolutely going to be this entire area over here. It's not really affecting our Italian holdings all that much. Our Italian holdings are just on the far side of that. So that's good for us. I'm going to send this demand. So we didn't get all that much land out of this. But we made some people very angry. So that's nice. We're going to get a core going there, and that'll be fine. Our overextension is at 43%, even though we only took 2 provinces here, which... that's a lot. I'm not going to lie. So that's fine for now. We should definitely set an agenda here, and what do we got? Base tax in Soweto of at least 11. It's a lot of admin power, potentially. This is right here. Yeah, we'd have to put some, like, military power into it, too. I'd rather not. A manufactory in Al-Waj, though, that's really free. And a base production. We're absolutely doing that. So that sounds good. That is in Al-Waj. So that is right down over here. And a manufactory can just go in right now. Consider that done. We can also seize land, which we absolutely should do. So now we no longer have that malice. That's perfect. And these guys are heading back. Actually, these guys are now stuck here because we do not have access through Euphrates. And there's no way Euphrates is going to give us access, right? Yeah, no, that's not going to be a thing. So we have these guys that are stuck here. I'm assuming Kufa wouldn't give us access either, and in order to go that direction, we'd also need access through Basra. Actually, Kufa is not that upset. They wouldn't give us access right now. So that's understood. These guys are going to be taking attrition over here. We could build a supply depot to stop taking attrition. Alternatively, we could just say, you know what? We just need to boost the supply here a little bit. Supply limit is 20 and our weight is 25. So we could actually do some upgrades here to boost that supply limit up to 25. It's a theoretical option. There's some devastation there, which is reducing it by 5.2% right now. It would be cheaper for us, though, I think, to just build a supply depot here for now. So we'll do that. That supply depot lasts for how long? I actually don't know how long that is. That's 5 years. Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely okay. So we'll not be taking attrition here, and we'll just get these guys drilling. That sounds good. We'll get these drilling, and these will be drilling. This fort no longer needs to be operational for the moment. Same with this fort, so that looks good. Okay, so Cairo entered into a coalition against us. That's unsurprising at this point. We're going to see a lot of people enter into a coalition against us. So we're going to have to chill very, very hard here, and that's absolutely okay. I'm going to improve relations with Cairo because they're leading the coalition. And let's see, who else is going to join? So, Ephesus, I don't even know how to pronounce this one, but that's these guys right here. Kufa, unsurprising. Medina, unsurprising. Georgia, yep, that seems pretty normal. Khuzestan, Amman, yep. Very, very normal. Syria, of course. Crete, yep. This is absolutely expected that all these people are going to enter into a coalition against us. So Lebanon and Homs, this is absolutely going to be a problem. And I want to get these guys drilling for right now. Okay. So at this point, the question becomes, how long until some of these guys start leaving the coalition, right? So Cairo's going to be leaving in a couple of years. It's September right now. So Euphrates is at 75. Kufa is at 59. So a lot of these are going to start leaving the coalition eventually. So Achaia and Athens. Okay. So it's October right now, and Wasit and Zaklumia. Okay, that's these guys right up over here. Sivas. So there's a lot of little guys, right? And that's absolutely understood. What's going on over here? Ah. Baghdad built an army again, or got their army back home. So that's a little bit problematic for us because now these lads are taking attrition again. It's sad. No doubt about that. But at this point, we are currently 2 years ahead of time in our Miltech. We do need to get our next Miltech as soon as we can. Bulgaria just declared on Zaklumia. That's interesting, actually. Because now we can walk out of here. So Zaklumia is in the coalition. And Epirus may be as well. They are not. Is Lower Bosnia in the coalition? No. And Vidin? No. However, Zaklumia absolutely is. And that's these guys up over here. So we're going to walk over and start sieging up over this direction. So we would need to get access like through the HRE. The HRE is very angry at us right now, and I want to improve relations with them, actually. So we're going to do that, and we're going to not build this spy network. So these guys are not drilling. That seems correct. And now we could ask the HRE if they would give us access. They absolutely won't, but they might give Zaklumia access. Or we could just use our fleet. I'm just wondering what the enemy fleet strength is like. It's not very high. So I'm going to move our cogs up over to Capitania. and we're going to hop in there. Okay. So Mesopotamia entered into a military coalition against us. That's expected. It is December, so we're going to start seeing some of this drop off. Okay, we won the Battle of the Aegean Sea, remarkably. Keep in mind, that was just transports. And we ended up capturing a light ship. And a transport, I think. No, we built that transport. Okay, so we want to attach to transport here, and we want to just hop into port in Lika for right now. Okay, so now I'm going to go up and siege in Istria. We're not looking to actually take any territory here, by the way. We're just looking to cut these guys down to size a little bit to make the coalition weaker. This is absolutely fine by us at this point. So, local autonomy in Medina is actually fine. We just have to be a little careful here, right? And I do want to come grab an additional army. So we'll go do that. Okay, another coalition member here. It is February right now. Cyprus has entered. They are at 61. Yeah, we need to chill. So that's absolutely understood. So just hop on down with our boats here. We lost a naval battle here this time. Okay. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. I'd hoped that we would be allowed to just run around with our navy, but if they're not going to allow it, that's fine. That's absolutely a-okay. We lost a couple of ships there. It's not the end of the world. So we're currently making 10 ducats per month, and I want to consider investing that money. So I want to go into our buildings and look at workshops. No good workshops to build. No synagogues to build at all. We could work on our trade. This is a potential option. Or we could work on manufactories. And I'm just going to build a manufactory. Actually, I'll build 2. There we go. So we'll get those going. That seems fine. And I'm wondering about this siege up over here. So 6? Sure. So let's move these guys out. And we'll keep about 6 units here is fine. And we'll put the rest of these right over here. There we go. And we'll get that siege underway. So we're not really in a position to bring more people up here navally at this point. We do have these war galleys, though. So we can bring those over. And I think we'll do that. Okay, so those are now here, and we'll group these together. We've only got 19 transports here now, so we can't fully move these, but there are more war galleys that we can go grab down over here. So this is occupied by us. That's fully expected. No surprises there. I actually want these guys drilling at this moment, so that'll be fine. So they entered the coalition. The question is, are they going to actually attack? If they did, what's the plan? Well, the plan would be to not engage all of them at once, right? That would definitely be the plan. We have superior numbers as long as we are able to pick them off one army at a time. We just lost a military leader. That was this guy down over here. That is unfortunate timing because that's going to delay our next Miltech a bit. We're currently looking at getting this in October of 57. So that's slightly over 1 year away, and we're only 1 year ahead of time. So that's a problem. As far as our printing press goes, it hasn't started spreading to us yet, which is unfortunate. But for now, this is fine. So we'll just continue to siege up over here. And we see that this Jewish zealot siege up here is going well as well, so that's neat. We're also at plus 14 right now, but this siege over here is a bit of a problem. Kefalonia is currently being attacked here. Wondering who all is in this. I guess Bulgaria is the main instigator here, right? So this is not really that much of a problem. Okay, so our forces have arrived, our naval forces have arrived down over here. I do definitely want to get more flutes going in here. We want to have 28 of them, so that would be 11 flutes. We don't have the money for that on hand right now. So that's absolutely noted. I just hope that this siege finishes up soon. It's still at minus 14, though. But it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we'll see if that coalition decides to pull the trigger on us or not. They have the right to do it. Honestly, if they do it, we'll struggle a little bit, but we'll see if they actually want to pull the trigger. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Aurelio, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.